Okay, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and call us to order tonight. I appreciate everybody being here. It is 6 o'clock on Thursday, December the 10th of 2020. We do have a public hearing this evening as well as our regular scheduled meeting. But if y'all will bow with me at this time, I'll lead us in our invocation as we get started. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this wonderful time of Christmas. And Lord, just thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. And Lord, we just thank you for this wonderful county and this great country that we all live in. Lord, we just ask you for a hedge of protection around our country and our leaders and our military. And Lord, just protect each and every one of them. And Lord, as we come here tonight, we just pray and ask you that everything that is done and said here tonight would honor and glorify you. And Lord, we just continue to be with us and love us and take care of us. In your name we pray. Amen. If you'll stand with me, we'll pledge to the American flag and then to our Georgia state flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Then our Georgia state flag. I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag, to the principles to which it stands, wisdom, justice, and moderation. Thank you. All may be seated. Okay, tonight we have an ordinance that we've had some requests of people wanting to be able to set up temporary locations to sell fireworks in Walker County. And in order to do that, we have to adopt the minimum code from the state of Georgia, the minimum standard code for the purpose of public health and welfare and safety in the unincorporated area of the county. So it's one of these things like many other things across the state. The state will set the guidelines, we'll have the code section for that, and then if a local community wants to adopt that, then you're just adopting what the state has already allowed you to adopt. So this is force people to be able to set up temporary fireworks stands and go through the permit process through the fire department. And we've had requests for this. This is something that's never been offered or been available in Walker County. Some of the fireworks legislation changed in the last 3 or 4 years. And so this is just the time to take any questions or comments about this. If there's any concerns about Walker County adopting this into the ordinance to give people the ability to conduct business in Walker County by the sale of fireworks. So any questions on that tonight? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and jump over into our regular scheduled business. We have a few action items tonight. The first thing that we have is our minutes from our previously held meeting. We had a public hearing and a commissioners meeting back on November the 19th, so in the packets and also available online are the minutes from the public hearing back on November the 19th of 2020. Is there any questions, concerns, or any modifications to those minutes before we sign those into the record? Hearing none, we'll sign those to the record. And the next item that we have is the regular scheduled meeting minutes from November the 19th as well. Any questions, concerns, or corrections on those? Hearing none, we'll sign those into the record. Next item that we have is the regular scheduled meeting. Okay. First other action item on our business is this ordinance number 0520, an ordinance to amend Chapter 23 of the Code of Walker County, Georgia regarding fire codes to adopt documents by reference. Whereas Walker County, Georgia desires to amend its ordinance to adopt certain state minimum code standards for the purpose of public health, welfare, and state safety in the unincorporated areas of the county. Therefore, hereby ordinance by the Walker County Code Commissioner that Chapter 23 of the Code of Walker County, Georgia is amended to include Article 7, Section 23-71, Regulations of Fireworks. Each requirement listed in the official code of Georgia Autonomy 25-10-5.1 is hereby adopted by reference and set forth in its entirety, including future modifications and amendments, approved and adopted the 10th day of December of 2020. So we'll sign this into the record to approve this. I think we've got some folks that actually want to get some fireworks sales going even this year. This will be tested by the clerk. Okay, one of the exciting things we always like to do is talk about road paving. And so we did a procurement request for proposal for paving. I guess that went out probably about 6 weeks ago or so. And we put that on the state procurement side as well. So any contractor that wants to do business in the state of Georgia that does paving has access to that, and they can submit a bid. I believe we had we had 5 bids that came in for that, so it's very, very competitive. So this is a resolution by the Sole Commissioner of Walker County, Georgia, to award the road paving contract project 21-01, whereas OCGA 32-4-68 provides that where a contract has been let for bid, the county by resolution entered in its minutes shall award the contract to the lowest reliable bidder, provided that the county shall have the right to reject any and all such bids. And whereas Walker County, Georgia, let the bid for road paving projects for Walker County local maintenance asphalt resurfacing project 2021-01, whereas this project involves 52 miles of patching, asphalt, and overlay with tack coat, leveling, striping along, and we'll list these roads out: Lofton Lane, Meadow Drive, Glass Mill Road, West Cove Road, Daughtery Gap Road, Johnson Road, Mission Ridge Road, Nickajack Road, Parker Lane, Mount Carmel Road, East Broomtown Road, Harrisburg Road, South Crest Road, Overbrook Drive, Gordon Pond Road, portions of Marbletop Road, Grand Center Road, and North Marbletop Road, Garrett's Chapel Road, Dripping Springs Road, Center Point Road, Wheeler Road, Wood Station Road, Wheeler Road, and New Home Road. And whereas among the bidders who fully compiled with the requirements for bidding, Tally Construction presented the lowest unit price bid. Therefore, be it resolved by the Sole Commissioner of Walker County, Georgia, that the contract for paving project 21-01 is hereby awarded to Tally Construction. So resolved and adopted the 10th day of December 2020. Out of the 4 times that we've done road paving bidding, this was probably the most competitive bidding process that we had for road paving. But this is also the most miles of road that we are contracting to pave. Once this is completed next year, this would put us right at about 120 miles of roads being paved over a 4-year timeline. So that's an incredible amount of roads, and would not have been possible to do this at all if it hadn't been for the citizens of Walker County passing the T-Splosh back in November of 2017. This has given us the funding along with our LMIG grant each year from the state to be able to pave these roads. So all of these roads here that we listed will be completely paved, striped, and reflectors put down. This will probably take pretty much the full year for them to get all of these roads done, so that's why we needed to get this done, this being the largest paving project. Last year we didn't get started quite as early, and they still have not been able to get it all done, so we're already getting into the winter months. So that's why we needed to get this started early. This year we've paved about 40 miles of road, and they still have some work to pave on the north end of the county at Happy Valley Road to finish that project out. So excited about getting this going. Tally Construction has provided us the lowest bid all 4 times. And so they're located right here in Walker County on the north end up there off of McFarland Avenue. So we're very, very tickled that Tally's been able to fend off the other competitors, even some of the big ones. And so very, very proud of them and appreciate what they've done to give us the lowest cost and high quality product. Okay, resolution R3320. And actually there's, these next three are all the same, so I'm not going to read in detail, but what this is the appointments to the Planning Commission. And so I will read one of these, and then the other ones is just a name change. But resolution R3320, resolution of the Sole Commission of Walker County to appoint a member of the Walker County Planning Commission, whereas the Sole Commissioner of Walker County is the governing authority of Walker County, Georgia, and whereas by previous ordinance, the Walker County Sole Commissioner appoints members to the Walker County Planning Commission for a 4-year term, Walker County Code of Ordinance 34-32, and whereas a vacancy exists due to the expiration of Sam Bowman's term, effective 12/31/2020, and whereas Elliott Pierce is duly qualified to serve as a member of the Planning Commission and has expressed a willingness to serve the people of Walker County in such capacity. Therefore, be it resolved by the Sole Commission of Walker County, Georgia, that Elliott Pierce is hereby approved and appointed to the Planning Commission under such conditions as set forth by law for the term beginning January 1 of 2021 and concluding on December 31st of 2024. So resolved and adopted the 10th day of December of 2020. These also will be attested by the clerk. This here is a letter to Mr. Pierce. It's a great pleasure that I appoint you to the Walker County Planning Commission. Your term begins on January 1, 2021, expires on December 31st, 2024. Thank you for your continued support to the citizens of Walker County and your willingness to serve them in this important capacity. If you can provide assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. So we'll sign this and send this out to him. Then this next resolution, R3420, reads the same. This is a vacancy exists due to the retirement of Gerald Cook, whose term expires on 12/31/20. We will be appointing Stan Porter as duly qualified to serve as a member of the Planning Commission. He's also served in past years. His term will also begin on January of 2021 and conclude on December 31st of 2024. Also have a corresponding letter to Stan. Another one very similar. This is a reappointment. Philip Cantrell's term expires on 12/31/20, but we are going to reappoint him, so he'll be reappointed effective January 1 of 2021. And conclude on December 31st of 2024 as well. Similar letter to him. Okay. Okay, at this time we have an easement agreement between Wesley Daniel Butler and Walker County, and I've asked David Gottlieb, our county attorney, to give us a summary on this easement and the reason for this.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Butler owns a plot of property on Kensington Road, and he has entered into a long-term lease agreement with the solar farm. And they are getting ready to open the solar farm. Not only will it be providing energy, but also an opportunity for school students and other folks to come and learn about solar power. And in the process of doing this, there is a road that comes off of Kensington Road where one of our fire stations is currently located. And that was on property that we had acquired from Mr. Butler. And this this road will provide access to the solar farm folks and the students and guests to be able to come onto that roadway, which is partially owned by the county for the fire department, and a small section of it is actually still owned by Mr. Butler. So what we're going to do here is that we, the county, is going to allow the solar farm to use the driveway in order to get to its property. And Mr. Butler, who is actually the owner of the property, is also giving us a grant to a small portion of that road, which is technically on his property. So it will be of mutual benefit to both the county and to the solar farm, and the easement specifically provides that at no time shall access in any way impede the ability of our fire trucks to enter and leave our property. So, I think that it's mutually beneficial, and it has already been reviewed and executed, which means signed by Mr. Butler. And so tonight it's presented to you as the sole commissioner to sign on behalf of the county.
Is there any questions, concerns, or comments about this easement to allow us to continue to have access to our fire department and also share access with the solar farm that's just recently been built? Okay, hearing none, we'll sign this so we can get this underway. Sign that. Okay, the last item on our agenda is our statistical data report. Starting with our animal shelter, there was 103 dogs that came into the shelter and 51 cats. The outtake of animals for the month was 116 dogs and 58 cats. We were able to successfully return 14 of those to the rightful owners that were able to identify those animals and get those animals back into the proper home. Unfortunately, we did have to euthanize 2 animals this month. Code enforcement did 768 inspections. They wrote citations or violations giving people time to clean up or to address their code violation. There was 18 of those that were documented, successful in getting 7 cases closed out for the month, which means there were 7 more properties that come into compliance, which was 156 for the month, or excuse me, for the year, 156 for the year that are in compliance that were not previously. The fire department responded to 323 calls for service, which was handled by 553 units or vehicles to those responses. Still installing smoke alarms, so if you don't have a smoke alarm or many smoke alarms in your home, the fire department would be thrilled to death to come out and install those and provide those and install those for you at no charge. And so this is a program that we're able to provide these smoke alarms. There's been 291 of those installed this year. There was 781 last year. We've had several structure fires over the last couple of years where there were working smoke alarms, and it saved the lives of those family members. Roadside litter pickup, there was 8,940 pounds of trash picked up off the side of the roads. Mountain Cove Farms had a couple of really good months. 90 nights stayed in November, coming off of a strong month in October of 151. So we've catching up where we were running a little behind this summer due to the COVID, but we've had 799 nights stayed at Mountain Cove Farms this year. Single-family home construction, even with construction material price being up right now, there was still 7 new single-family home permits that were pulled in November. 14 last month, so that got us 138 for the year, which sets a new high for us over a 5-year history going back to 2016. And I'm sure we'll add a few more hopefully in December. Still think possibly we may hit 150 this month, which would be or before the end of this year, this month in December. So hopefully that will be a great goal to hit is 150. We were able to track 61 media impression stories in the marketplace of articles or stories that was done about Walker County. Added 158 followers to Facebook. That's 2,688 for the year. There was 68 posts to Facebook. Our website visits, a lot of traffic to the website, a lot of information. There's information added there pretty much on a weekly basis with 58,491 visits to our website. Newsletter subscribers, our e-newsletter added 73 subscribers this month. Patching potholes. Even though we've paved a lot of roads and got a lot more still to pave, we still have over 700 miles of, or about almost 700 miles of roads. So there's a lot of roads. There's still potholes, and that's going to be an ongoing task, I know, even after this next year. And there was 1,114 transit trips that took place in the month of November, getting people to places where they needed to go. So very active month, a good report on that, and appreciate all the hard work from the team members that make that happen. So at this time, we're at the end of our meeting, and we've closed out our normal business section. But we do allow people to come to the podium that wish to speak and address the county government. So if there's anyone that would like to come up and take 5 minutes in respect to everyone else's time, we do ask that you keep your comments limited to things about Walker County. Not able to fix or address the federal or state or international problems that we all hear about, but things about Walker County we'd love to talk to you about. So is there anyone that'd like to come forward tonight? All right, well, we appreciate everybody coming, and I believe we were able to successfully live stream our event today. I believe Joe's got that working. We finally got high-speed internet to this building that we did not have. And so, yes, come on up.
Get them all in 5 minutes. We've had another situation with an animal, and I told you at the last meeting that if we keep having to do this, that we don't have any choice but to invoice you because it's costing us a lot of money. And we've had another situation. I emailed you the invoice today. When I was here last time, I had documents, and you wouldn't look at my documents. That's the cat. For 4 days, people called trying to get this cat picked up so that it could be humanely euthanized, to no avail. They contacted me after 4 days. I texted David Brown, who said, you have to go through 911, which I did, and they said, Animal Control has instructed us that they're only to be contacted for bite cases. So you saw that picture of that animal. That animal was suffering the most outrageous thing I have ever seen, as for the vet. And we paid $103 because the county would not respond to a stray that was in that sort of shape. And I would appreciate it if we could be reimbursed for that.
Okay, well, I'll look at your email. Like I say, I haven't had
It's
time
an
to look at
invoice
that
from the
today.
vet, but it shows that it's paid.
We'll take a look at that tomorrow.
Will we have an agreement with that when this continues to happen? Because it continues to happen, Commissioner.
Well, we'll get back to you. We'll have to look at the information and get back to you.
It's just an invoice.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not finished.
Okay, go ahead.
I have 5 minutes. My other things that I would like to address, I've been trying to speak with you for a couple of years now, literally, and you won't do it. In February, you went on your program that the entire Regency is not just Walker County, and said things that you said were facts about me, and they were not true, whether it was a mistake and you were misinformed, but you have the county's records to show that that was either an error or it was not true. And for 8 months after that, I came to every meeting to try to get it behind us, get it straightened out so we can move forward as a community, and you refused. And I've had the documents, your documents, that show that what you said happened never happened, but you discredited my reputation on TV and wouldn't make it right, and I wish that you would. And on June 21st, when the shelter was shut down that day, after being there for 45 minutes with another woman and her 2 small children, intermingling with an animal in the play yard, and everything was fine, when we came back up the hill, we were greeted by a county employee literally shoving her cell phone in our faces, calling me names that have never come out of my mouth, and screaming, saying that you were sending your police to have us removed from the property. There was never an explanation given. Through a FOIA request, first the response was that didn't happen. The next response was that we weren't supposed to be there, but the shelter was open. There was no incident. There were small children there hearing the screaming, and the 10-year-old said to the employee, please don't hit my mommy, because she was shoved in the face with your text. And I requested for weeks through FOIA, which shouldn't take weeks, to see what was texted back and forth that warranted that and caused that to happen. I got 2 partial texts. I never got all of the information, but you've never explained. I asked you if what has been done to keep a county employee from behaving that way when nobody was confronting her. There was no screaming on the other end, and we were called the most vile names. Your text said we weren't allowed back on the property again, but when we contacted the county through FOIA, the position was, yes, we are welcome on the property at any time. We don't know what we're supposed to do. Are we allowed? Are we not allowed? Why did that happen? Why, when you use your position and airtime to discredit someone's reputation, that when you find that was an error, you won't correct it as publicly as you do it, because it's personal comments, and you're in a position of leadership here, and I would appreciate it if that didn't happen anymore, and if you would set the record straight on those types of things. The other issue that I have that I want to bring up is with COVID. Our senior citizens, as soon as COVID hit and things started shutting down, everything was hoarded. They're on limited incomes. They're confined to their homes because they're the most at risk. We started out, I immediately contacted the county. What are you going to do to help these citizens? Because the county isn't just roads and just numbers on a piece of paper. It's 68,000 people. Those people needed immediate assistance. And I was initially told the county is going to meet and work on a plan. Nothing ever happened for our seniors. Citizens started doing it, but Catoosa County businesses donated money to help our seniors, because what had happened is they're on very limited incomes. Everything that they could afford had been hoarded. They couldn't afford their basic necessities on their limited incomes because it wasn't available anymore. And we're months and months and months into this now, and there's never been a peep about what's happening. We have a rainy day fund, but it's been pouring on our seniors since the onset of COVID, and they could use some assistance. And it's the same with our small businesses. There's not a word on encouraging people to shop local, to support our small businesses that are struggling because of COVID. Even on Small Business Saturday, the county didn't post one post on our page to support our small businesses or our own people. And we kind of feel like we've been standing with our faces pressed to the glass of the county buildings, because all of your reports and public statements are saying we're protecting our county employees, we're sanitizing here at the county. It's all protecting the county employees, and your team consists of 68,000 people, and those people are standing outside looking for some leadership, not just a daily report that you can get from the news or the internet on how many cases there are, but some leadership and innovative thinking in how to get our citizens in our county through this.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody coming tonight and look forward to seeing y'all here at the next meeting. And we stand adjourned. Have a good evening.
Will you